Now, we all know just how awesome the lightsaber is inside of Destiny 2 Renegades. However, in my opinion, the overall best new weapon that we got with this DLC has got to be the new Arc Rocket Pulse, the Psi Eterna 4. We all know how great the Mint Retrograde is, and even though this Rocket Pulse doesn't have quite as strong as a perk pool as the Mint Retrograde has, I would argue that this weapon does fulfill a more specific niche role than Mint Retrograde does, especially for one of the best builds inside of Destiny 2 Renegades right now. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about how you farm it, role that you want, situation that you're going to use it in, and where it shines the most. Now, this Rocket Pulse, similar to Mint Retrograde, is a portal weapon, meaning that any given day, it'll be a reward from any specific activity, whether it's in solo ops, arena ops, pinnacle ops, whatever ops it may be. Just check your portal activities at any given day and check to see where the reward might be lying. For me, I farmed it on the day that it was an arena drops reward inside of a nightmare containment. Yes, season 17 activity out here in the big 2025. One does not complain, one moves forward. So when we go ahead and throw up the perk pool, you're gonna see that at initial glance, right, there's nothing that's like jaw-dropping jumping out at you, especially in that third column, unlike Mint Retrograde, which has both, count them, both rerun rounds and envious arsenal. Yeah, for this Rocket Pulse, you could argue that the best reload perk in column 3 is like Pickle Charge, which isn't saying much. However, in terms of using this weapon as a dumper, you're dumping your ammo like with Mint Retrograde and rerun rounds, you got to go about it a little bit of a different way, right? Obviously, in the fourth column, in my opinion, you're still going to want to rock Elemental Honing. 35% damage buff at ×5 is just so darn good and so darn valuable. And in terms of pairing this specific weapon with one of the best builds inside of the game, I recommend that you go with Blast Distributor in column 3. So the Prismatic Warlock buddy build is a very strong prevalent combo that we've known about for a good chunk of time now, especially ever since that they added the change in which your buddies or your automatic turrets inherit damage buffs from your grenade stat, because they all now count as grenades, meaning they'll also make orbs for you off of the firepower mod that goes on your gauntlets, which means that Blast Distributor will buff the damage of them. And when this perk is enhanced at ×5, this is going to give you up to 65 grenade stat, because all you need to do to proc the perk is deal splash damage. Rocket Pulse is going to do 3 instances of splash damage per pull of the trigger, meaning you'll get up to max stacks in just 2 shots, and it's going to buff the damage of all of your buddies that you have. Also, if you think about it like this as well, if you're using the Needle Storm Super, it's going to buff the damages of that as well, because the Threadlings in there, they get buffed by the grenade stat, because Threadlings are considered a grenade. It's one of those weird little instances that you may not know about, and if you do plan on yeeting your Needle Storm Super with the Mataiodoxia on, getting it up to as high of a grenade stat right before you yeet the super is a very good idea, and this weapon is perfect for it, as it is a Rocket Pulse, so it has just really a high raw damage at base with ×5 honing, and you add it in the utility that it's going to be buffing the damage of your buddies and your super. That is how this weapon finds its way into one of the best builds inside the entire game. And I would just real quickly like to give you guys an example of how you use this in a really strong damage scenario, whether it is long form with sustain with like the Storm Trance and Stormdancer sprays, or in a shorter scenario with the Needle Storm and Mataiodoxia swaps. Now, I know it seems like I'm describing a role that only a warlock should really take advantage of at the moment, and while it is true for the main example that I would use this weapon for, there's still other really good like grenade-ish based builds out there. I mean, anytime grapple melee makes its way back into the sandbox or the meta for a brief stint, this wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and throw on just to increase your grenade stat for your grapple melee. We all know how hard and how fat the chunks can be from our grapple melee, and the fact that it is a rocket pulse definitely is going to have this weapon having some staying power in the meta. It's got elemental honing as well as its damage perk. Third column's just using a little bit more utility rather than just raw damage dumping like you would use in retrograde. Definitely a very good weapon, and one I would strongly recommend getting this specific role of before the dungeon drops, whether you're doing a contest mode clear, a day one clear, or you're going for a solo flawless on the new dungeon here pretty soon after it launches. This is a weapon that'll definitely help you as long as you at least have it in your toolkit, brother man. Real quick, I always got to give a huge shout out to the members of the channel. If you ever want to get your name mentioned in videos, all you gotta do is become a member of the channel at the lowest tier and you get your name mentioned in videos. Big ups to our tier 3 member KJ42, brother man, thank you so much, hope you're doing well. Tier 3 juicer really does mean a lot, brother man, thank you so much. Shout out to our longest tenure member Pikachu, coming in at 9 months at this point, that's pretty dang awesome. If everything's doing well for you and you're enjoying Renegades as well. Shout out to our newest member Perplexity, coming in at tier 2. Much love, much love. Hope you are doing well, brother man. Appreciate you guys a lot and the extra support that you show the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions on this rocket pulse rifle, where you think its spot in the meta lies. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. See your beautiful face in the next one. Adios.